Hey guys, how you doing? So, I've been seeing these over the past few months where people do a tier list of their favorite Pokemon, and today we're gonna be checking out my opinion on every single starter Pokemon. And okay, a disclaimer, this is my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's totally fine, okay? So don't hate me if I happen to dislike a starter that you like, okay? If you dislike a starter that I like, I'm totally fine with that. Like, I can respect your opinion, so respect mine too, okay? And another thing I want to say, I don't despise any of the Pokemon that I put in the bottom tiers. Like, I don't despise any Pokemon, but it's just I could care less about them. So, let's just get started. So, the starter that I dislike the most is like a lot of other people, the Tepig line. So, in my opinion, Tepig, it's alright. Like, I don't love it, but it does kind of look like it's wearing a diaper, but it's alright. Pegye Knight is pretty bad though, not gonna lie. It's standing up once again, and it's wearing a wrestling leotard for whatever reason, and it's another firefighting type. Like, why? We already had two others. Why would you do it three in a row? And at that, it's the only dual starter in Gen 5. Like, Samurott and Superior are singular types. Just why? And then we get to Emboar, which isn't a whole lot better. It's like, it's pretty ugly. That's all I have to say. And I just, like, I don't despise this thing like other people, but it's really a Pokemon that I could care less about. So that was actually the only Pokemon for the F tier. And in C tier we got Chikorita, or D tier, sorry. We got Chikorita. And I gotta say, Chikorita, I don't dislike it at all. Its line, it just doesn't stand out to me. That's it. It's too simple. Chikorita is kind of cute, okay? It's alright. And then Bayleaf looks the best out of all of them, since, it's that leaf thing on its head looks pretty cool, and the leaves on its neck, they look pretty cool as well. But then when it gets to Meganium, it doesn't look that good. It just has antenna and a flower necklace. That's it. And also adding to that, it's literally the worst starter from Johto. So, and no one's gonna pick Chikorita in any circumstances when you have two better design and stronger Pokemon too. So Chikorita, I don't dislike it at all. It's just a Pokemon I could once again care less about. So next up we got the Chespin line, and Chespin, it's a pretty well designed starter Pokemon. Like, when it comes to the Cal starters, it's my least favorite, but that doesn't stop it from, it looks pretty good, I guess, but then Quilladin is pretty derpy. Once again, it's Pegye Knight all over again, and it's a bit too fat, and its eyes are a bit too weird, and, it just looks weird, that's all I have to say. And Chestnut, it's alright, I like it more than a lot of other people do, but its shiny does look really awesome. Seriously, it does. But it's whatever, I don't really care about it that much, and it's not this. I'm never gonna use a Chestnut, and if I ever do another Kalos playthrough, it's always gonna be another frog, if you know what I mean. And the last one on this tier is the Snivy line. Okay, so Snivy is my least favorite from the Gen 5 starters, since, it's the worst one out of them, because, the stat distribution is pretty terrible, and, just the way it looks, I really don't like this. Like, it looks so smug, like, I'm so much better than you, when you're the worst starter out of all of them. And I mean, actually no, Tepig's the worst, but it's battling wise, Tepig is 100% better. Design, I give Snivy every time. And Servine looks alright. It doesn't look too different from Snivy, but it looks alright. Superior, it also looks alright, but it loses its arms for some reason, and I don't understand that at all, and it's kind of bland in my opinion, and another starter I could honestly care less about. Next up, we got the most overhated starter in my opinion, and I think this starter deserves no hate at all since I think it's pretty good, and that is the Fennekin line. So Fennekin I think is pretty good. I think, well, it's obviously the second best Kalos starter in my opinion, and obviously like it's pretty cute, you know, and people think Breaks In sucks since it stands up, and I honestly don't know why that's a bad thing. Like, it looks pretty cool in my opinion, and Delphox actually looks pretty solid. So, and people think it looks ugly because it's a witch, and honestly, it looks pretty cool in my opinion. I'm saying that a lot, so. And honestly, it's just really overhated. I think people hate it a lot because its 3D model looks kind of bad, but if you look at some 2D art, it looks pretty damn cool. So honestly, Delphox does not deserve all the hate it gets. It's a pretty solid Pokemon overall, and people should change their opinions on it. Alright, so the next starter we got is the Popplio line, which, okay, let's go back to good old 2016. This was during the hype season of Sun and Moon. And then the first Pokemon to be revealed were the starters. And one of them was obviously Popplio. And every single comment on that video had so much hate toward this thing, which, once again, it did not deserve. So, this thing is pretty cute. And Brionne's even cuter. So, and Primarina is pretty majestic. So, honestly, this thing is solid. A lot of people hate it for whatever reason. I don't know why they hate it. It's a solid mon. And this thing, it's not going to be a starter I'm ever going to use if I ever do go back to Sun and Moon, but because the other two I just like more, and this I still think is solid, but I'm probably never going to use it though. But overall, I'd still say it's a pretty good starter. Okay, so next up we got a Pokemon that I have really mixed feelings on, and this is the Treecko line. So, I don't know why this thing is as popular as it is. Like, Treecko, cool. Grovyle, cool. Sceptile, cool. That's all I have to say on it. And I honestly, at times I think it's overrated, but at other times I can also kind of see why people like it so much. But for the most part, I just do think it's overrated. So sorry if you guys really do. I know a lot of people do really like this Pokemon, but for me, I just can't tell why it's so popular. Like, and it's also the worst starter from Gen 3. Like, if you're trying to do a playthrough, it's the only one with a pure type, and you know, like the other two have pretty good types, like Blaziken's a firefighting, which is pretty good. Swampert has the best one. Water ground, it's the best one out of them. Playthrough wise, so Treecko, like, it's cool. That's all I have to say about it. But next up, we got a starter from my favorite generation, the 4th generation, and that starter is the Piplup line. And for a really long time, the Empoleon, it was actually my favorite Pokemon of all time. But as I got older, I started to sort of move away from it. I didn't start to dislike it, but I just started to like more Pokemon as I got older. So like, I still think Empoleon's pretty good. Prinplup is pretty ugly. Piplup's cute, and that's pretty much it. Like, Empoleon, it was my favorite, but then I liked more Pokemon afterwards. So just it's solid. That's it. That's all I have to say. Up next, we got one of the newest Pokemon, which is Grookey. So last year, when the Galar starters got revealed, I was with Scorbunny, but then, because Scorbunny looked the best out of all of them, and then when I saw the leaks, the 3D models out of all of them, Rillaboom looked the best. And then I was like, if I do ever get Sword and Shield, well, currently I don't have Sword and Shield because I've mentioned this before, I don't have a Switch at the moment, but I am gonna get one eventually, and I thought when I do get a Switch, I'm gonna pick Grookey, because Rillaboom looks the best. But then when I saw 2D pictures of all the Galar starters, I then thought another one looked a million times better than Grookey, and you're gonna see which one it is. And I still do think Rillaboom's pretty good. Grookey's cute. Thwackey kind of looks weird in my opinion, but it's just, you know, my opinion changed on afterwards. I still think it's alright. Okay, so now we're going into the B tier, which is just Pokemon that I think are solid, like pretty good Pokemon. And they're all really similar, so I'm just gonna go through all of them at once. So Sobble, Squirtle, Mudkip, and Oshawott. So yeah, you can see most of the water starters I have pretty much the same feelings about. So all 4 of these are cute. Sobble, adorable. Squirtle, adorable. Mudkip, adorable. Oshawott, the most adorable out of them. So yeah, all of them are solid. And then the middle stages, all of them are pretty good. Drizzile looks the best in my opinion. Wartortle, pretty good. Marshtomp, kind of derpy. Duat, the second best in my opinion. And then the final ones, they're all good. Inteleon, when I first saw it, since it was the 3D model, I thought it was pretty bad, not gonna lie. And like, I honestly debated whether it was gonna go here at first, but then obviously, then I saw the 2D picture, and I'm like, huh, Inteleon, it actually looks pretty cool, because the 3D model just looks really, really bad for it. But then I saw the 2D one, it looks pretty damn awesome. Blastoise, it's not too different from a regular turtle, it's just a blue turtle with cannons on its back, but it's still pretty damn cool, and other than that, it's solid. Swampert's pretty damn cool, and it has the best typing out of all of them. And Oshawott looks pretty cool. Samurot's pretty cool too. If I ever do play through Black and White, like I've said before, I've never played through a Gen 5 game in my life, and if I do ever play one, I'm gonna pick Oshawott because it's the best out of all of them. Wait, I also forgot to add Totodile, which I have the same feelings about as all the other ones. So, and next one I'm gonna add is the Bulbasaur line. And Venusaur is obviously the least popular out of all of the starters in Kanto, since people think it's like the least interesting. Like honestly, design wise, I think it's slightly better than Squirtle, like ever so slightly, obviously, but other than that, you know, it's good. Ivysaur, very solid middle stage evolution. They kept it simple, it doesn't look too different from Bulbasaur, but other than that, one of the best middle stage. Venusaur, pretty cool. It's I don't necessarily think it's better than Ivysaur, but it's still pretty cool. I think mainly I don't think it looks that cool because I actually used to have a first generation Venusaur card, and it looked kind of ugly, and that's probably why I kind of don't like it. So yeah, other than that, Venusaur line pretty solid. Then after that, we got the Turtwig line, which is, people say, a knockoff of Venusaur. Which I can kind of see why people would say that, but you know, that's pretty cool. Turtwig, cute. Grottle, kind of ugly. Torterra, pretty awesome. Although its typing isn't that good, 4 times weak to ice. So yeah, honestly, I'm pretty neutral to Turtwig. Then after that, we got the Chimchar line, and I've played through both Pearl and Platinum, and both of the times I chose Infernape because it's just the best one out of them. And you know, since I played through the Gen 4 games pretty recently for the first time, so obviously I didn't pick Piplup because I didn't like it as much as I used to. Go back. I don't like it as much as I used to, but you know, Infernape, it's a pretty cool starter. And then the last one is, I think, is the most overrated Pokemon in history. Like, at times, I absolutely despise this thing. but obviously I can't despise it because it's not really the Pokemon's fault. And that is the Charmander line. So, Charmander, pretty cute. Charmeleon, pretty cool. Charizard, really cool, but I freaking hate the amount of attention it gets. This thing, it got 2 Megas when it was one of 2 Pokemon to get 2 Mega Evolutions. It got a Gigantamax form when it really didn't need one. It was one of the few Pokemon that got its shiny change from its original. Like, why does this thing have so much special attention? Like, a part of me wants to put it here, but obviously I can't do that because that's not how I actually feel. And also another part of me wants to put it here, but I can't do that because I don't feel that way. So this feels like it's the most suiting out of all of them. So yeah, honestly, Charizard, I might despise you at times, but it's not your fault. So let's just move on. So now we're in the A tier, which are Pokemon that I think are really good. So the first one in that is the Rowlett line. So let's once again go back to good old 2016. My god, please take me back 2016. And let's look at that trailer again where the starters were once again revealed. I was with Rowlett since I thought it looked the best out of all of them. And when we got those Chinese leaks, or Japanese leaks, whatever they were, the one that looked the best to me was Decidueye. And when I saw Primarina, I thought, it's alright. And then I saw Incineroar, I was like, it's also alright, but please don't be another firefighting. And then, so when Sun and Moon came out, I picked Rowlett, since obviously it was my favorite at the time. And then I still like it to this day, you know. My Rowlett that I have in my Sun and Moon, it's almost level 100, not quite, but I haven't touched my Sun and Moon copy in a while. So yeah, other than that, Rowlett, really solid. And then the last one for the A tier is the Cyndaquil line. Cyndaquil is by far the cutest first starter. Like, look at this thing. Its eyes are closed. It just looks adorable. And then Quilava, one of the best middle stage evolutions. It looks really good. And then Typhlosion looks pretty damn awesome. And I've never fully played through a Gen 2 game since I'm too young for Game Boy and I don't have Heart Gold or Soul Silver. So if I do ever get Soul Silver, which is the one I would get if I could, you can bet I'm going to pick Cyndaquil. And yeah, Cyndaquil and Rowlett, really, really solid starters. So now for the S tier, which only has one Pokemon, which is the Scorbunny line. So let's go back to last year where the starters were revealed. Scorbunny, like I said, was my favorite. And then we got those leaks where I thought, like I said before, Rillaboom looked the best. Cinderace looked pretty bad, and Inteleon looked really bad. But then when I saw all of their 2D pictures, I thought Cinderace was the best out of all of them, and because it looked really cool. And honestly, this thing, if I do get Sword and Shield, you can bet I'm gonna pick this thing since it's really freaking cool. Alright, so now we're at the super tier. And you can see from here, we only got 3 Pokemon left. So let's start with this little guy, Lytton. So, like I said before, Rowlett was the first Alola starter I picked since I thought it was adorable, and its final stage was the best. Lytton, I think, is really cute as well, but when I saw Incineroar for the first time, I didn't really like it that much since it's another starter that's standing on 2 legs. But then when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, when it came to picking the starters, I was like, I can't pick Rowlett again, that'll be boring. So then I tried out Lytton, since I like it more than Popplio. Then, as soon as I tried it out, it grew on me pretty much instantly. Like, this thing is awesome. It's in my top 10 favorite Pokemon by far. And it's also the best one. Like, in the competitive See, it's one of the most used starters ever. Like, mainly because of its incredible signature move, Darkest Lariat. Since, if you didn't know, it ignores the Pokemon stat boost, so it just does normal damage no matter what, which is pretty damn OP if you ask me. And other than that, it just looks really cool. Its shiny is really amazing too. White and red work really well together. So yeah, Lytton, Torracat, and Incineroar, really cool Pokemon. Alright, so the last two Pokemon, which one do you think I'm gonna pick? Well, it's this guy. So, Froakie. I gotta say, when the X and Y was released, the starter that I liked the most was Froakie from the beginning. And then, when we got those leaks, and then we saw Greninja, I was then like, okay, I'm gonna pick Fennekin. But then, when the games finally came out, I was like, actually, you know what, I'm gonna go with Froakie. And then when it evolved into Greninja, I don't even know what to say. This thing is so awesome. Like, when I saw the leak for Greninja, I thought this thing looked really weird. Like, why is its frog wrapped around its neck? Why is its tongue wrapped around its neck? But then when I used it, I was like, this thing is awesome. Like, it's based on a ninja, which everyone loves. Like, let's be real. I don't know anyone who dislikes this thing. Like, seriously, this thing, oh my god, just speechless of how cool this thing is. And now, let's get to the starter that started everything for me. Pokemon Emerald was the first ever Pokemon game I ever played. Not on the Game Boy Advance, it was on a ROM obviously, but it was the first game I played. And when I saw the three starters being Mudkip, Treecko, and Torchic, I led toward Torchic because it was adorable. And honestly, Blaziken, one of the best Pokemon ever created, like, by far. Seriously. Okay, Torchic, adorable. Combusken, people think it looks awkward and its body shape is a bit too suggestive, let's say that. But then Blaziken is definition of badass. Like, seriously, this thing looks awesome. And you know the Aura Guardian, he says this thing, he hates it at times and dislikes it he hates it and likes it at the same time. Well, I feel that way about one of your favorite starters, Alex. Sorry, I don't even know that guy, so. But anyway, so Torchic is incredible. That's all I have to say. Also, Combusken is incredible, and Blaziken is just god tier. Seriously, actually no, let's change this. Let's just, how do I do this? Add a row above, and let's just let's this is goat here, and you go there. Okay, so that's my list on all the starter Pokemon. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you disagree with me, let me know. And if I swear, if anyone says, oh no, Tepig should be here, you're wrong, okay? I mean, no, that's your opinion, but whatever. And honestly, if anyone says Charmander should go like above even, they're like the definition of a Gen 1er, okay? See you guys next time. Peace.